Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts again. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today's project is this one. Let me just take the bits out of the middle. This is a nice, quick, easy card. Nothing really complicated, but none the worse for that. It uses the Merry Mistletoe and Be Merry Designer Series paper. These are, I think, getting a bit lost in amongst the autumn winter catalogue because they are in the annual catalogue. So do remember that there are quite a lot of stamp sets and this paper in the annual catalogue. So there's this one which is a new stamp set, and there's some stamp sets that carried over from last year's autumn winter catalogue in this year's annual. So do remember to look there as well. However, let's get started on this. So the colours are garden green and cherry cobbler. This one is on a cherry cobbler base with a garden green mat and cherry cobbler stamping, and I'm going to do it the other way round for this version. I'm still going to be using the same paper and the same ribbon, and this is the, now what do we call it? Can't remember. I want to say double stitched, but I could be wrong. Yes, double stitched ribbon. And I remember when we saw this on stage in April, we were told that if you love someone, you send them with the kisses facing up, and if you don't, you send it with the dashes. I'm going to be sending it with the crosses up. So, scrap of Whisper White, a garden green card base, cherry cobbler mat, and a piece of designer series paper. The measurements are going to be on my blog post, and the link to that is below. So that's all easy. So all we need to do is grab our little reindeer and pop him on a block, and then garden green ink, and just ink that up. And I do like to check that I am well inked, particularly on a stamp that's got some quite solid bits, and then just into the middle of my scrap of paper and hold it there for a bit, trying not to rock, just in case I've got ink where I shouldn't have it. And there we are, one little reindeer. Just clean him off. So that's all nice and clean with my stamping scrub. Close up my ink before I put my fist in it, because it has happened. Not for a while, but it has happened. Right, don't need those anymore. I'm using the Layering Ovals framelets, and I'm using the one that is just the right size for my reindeer, and then one that is just going to give me this little edge here. And what I'm going to do to get my mat for my reindeer is actually use the mat for my card and just cut the oval in the middle. I'm just going to run those through my Big Shot, which is off camera. It just saves me from knocking the camera if I have it away from the camera. So just line that all up and crank it through. And oh, come on, off you come. Okay, I'll be bringing bits of it over. This mat doesn't want to come off. There we go. So that's our reindeer and our mat. Don't need those two dies anymore. So all I need to do now is grab some snail and attach my designer series paper to my mat. Now this is definitely a moment where, even if I'm not a great fan of using Tombow on designer series paper because it could warp it a little, but I wouldn't anyway, because you've got a hole, and it's really not a good idea to put wet glue, or indeed any glue, onto something that you're then going to stick to something that has a hole in the middle, because you can guarantee, that's almost straight, you can guarantee you'll end up with glue there, which is not a good look. So all I need to do now is get some fast fuse, and I could have used fast fuse to attach my designer series paper, so if you've only got fast fuse, that's fine. Just use fast fuse. And then I'm going to attach my ribbon to the back of my card, and then by eye just get that straight across and attach it to the back. Then some more fast fuse, as I'm in a fast fuse mood. Ooh. Don't do what I've done, which is not break the tape. I apologise, I've got builders outside, but that's fine. So there may be some noise in a minute, but no problem with that. So pop that down, then a bit of fast fuse on the back of this, and line that up there. Dimensionals are somewhere on my desk. I had them just now. I know I did. Never mind, grab a newish sheet. I had a nearly finished sheet. Now, what I am going to be aware of is that I've got this coming across the middle, so I am going to avoid putting anything kind of here, because that means it will be a bit too lumpy. So, yes, that's the builder making noise, but it's fine. We're having our house decorated, because you do that in November in the UK. Fortunately, the weather has been reasonably dry, so it's okay. Pop him down just there, and that's it done. How quick and easy was that? But simple but effective, I like to think. Oops, let's put it in camera. Simple but effective. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you need the dimensions, click on the link below. If you need any of the products, those are listed on my website as well, and there's a link to my shop in the description below, so you can just pop over there and order anything up that you need. I'd love to welcome you to my little group of customers. That would be great. If you haven't already subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button down there, and if you want to subscribe to my blog posts, if you go to the desktop version, at the top right hand corner underneath the banner there is a subscribe by email box, which you can just put your email address in, and that would be great. I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching.